Hello everyone, how are you doing? My name is Joshua Kasiri, and I'm happy to be here to share with you some of the insights I learned in my Dynamics of Leadership course this semester. I always believe that the utility of knowledge is sharing. What that means is the only time knowledge will be beneficial to the rest of the world or for the goodness of the world is when you share it with others. And here I'll be talking about the relevance of contingency leadership theories in the 21st centuries and how they can be applied or have been applied by the different leaders in the world. Contingency leadership theories emphasize the fact that there is no one good, best leadership style that exists that can be applied effectively everywhere. However, the effective leadership or the effective leader is one who applies different leadership styles at any point given the situation at hand. So, to summarize it, contagious leadership theories say that effective leaders or effective leadership is totally dependent on the situation at hand. In this 21st century, there's so much that has happened, and there's a lot of dynamics and complex cities that have come. Look at COVID-19 and every other new diseases and problems that arise. However, contingency theory, is providing this framework that leaders, in fact, if you're a leader out there and you want to become a better leader, it is one of these theories that you can, use as a framework to help you navigate in any situation that you will be in. I'll talk about the key contingency theories. There's one by Fred Fielders, and then there's one by Hussey, which is situation leadership theory, and Fred Fielders contingency theories. I'll mainly focus on these two. Fred Fielders theory talks about how the leader's effectiveness depends on their leadership style as well as the situation favorableness. What does this mean? A leader's style can be task oriented or relationship oriented. And the favorableness of the situation is the situation that the leader has faced before. Is it possible that he can actually take the situation at hand and handle it? For example, in a tech company, a task-oriented approach will be one when you are building the product, but yet the relationship-based approach will be used when you are growing the team to become better. So in other words, you want to make the team to be more bonded. In other words, you need to care about how every member on the team is uh, contributing to the team or how they feel about you. Fred Fielder's contingency theory has what they call the LPC scale. So the LPC score in full is the least preferable coworker. What that means is you make the team uh, rate each other or rate you make a workmate rate another workmate who they least prefer, and then they can identify their strength and leadership style and the best way they can work or relate with them. That is one of the tools that can be used in the Fred Fielders contingency theory. Moving on to situational leadership theory. In this, Hassim says that leaders should adjust their style depending on the maturity and the competence of the workers or the followers. What this means is, for example, you can do coaching to a new team, where you have to show the team what they need to do within that particular task that you are giving to them. However, when they grow maturely and become more competent, then you can use the style of delegation. You can give them tasks and they can independently work on them, and you have to just monitor and ensure that the tasks are being done. Those are some of the two theories that contagious theory is all about. Let me take you through some of the existing situations that where we've seen some of these contagious theories being applied, like in COVID-19. For example, in COVID-19, different leaders across the globe had to actually sit down and realize that they have to make business flow. So there's a lot of adaptability and flexibility that comes with the contingency theory. A leader, first of all, has to have that character to be open minded and ready to take on new challenges. For example, in COVID 19, it was a new situation. People had never seen it before or heard of it before. So it was very nice for our leaders that they took on the action and became flexible enough to realize that the situation that is at hand and yet people need to work and earn money or earn a living. So they allowed remote working, they ensured that people can afford their work remotely and all that. Indeed, it was a pandemic, a disease on its own where people didn't know what to do. But we have to give credit to our leaders who sat down and realized that they had to move on, the economies had to move, work hard to continue, irrespective of whatever situation was happening. Is they sat down and they became flexible in a sense that they allowed remote working, they allowed online meetings, online calls. That was another way where the situation um, and leadership style had to change. That was a very good and amazing kind of style. On top of that, they were very supportive. The leaders were supportive to their employees, making sure that people and the followers are indeed in touch with them. Even to those who had issues, leaders lowered costs of government hospital prices and all that. So it was a way where leaders changed their style of leading depending on the situation was at hand. I also talk about some of the challenges that are existing where you can see that you can apply the contingency theory. One is a diverse workspace. Imagine a workspace where right now there's so much cultural crossbreed, so much cultural exchange where you see different people in different countries. So it comes with variety of cultures and norms and characters. So for a leader to work or lead such people, you need to know and understand their motivational factors and take in consideration of their cultural differences. So it is very imperative for the leader to understand how these people are supposed to be led and how they work so he can work with them. Indeed, you can see that in such a situation, the leader has to apply what we will call the task-oriented leadership or the people-oriented leadership. The other thing that we can talk about is technology advancement. There's so much that has happened in the 21st century where there's AI for, getting research papers done, AI used for coding and all that. So it is good for the leaders to be flexible enough as well and allow employees to utilize some of these resources for fast execution. So you can see as well that these are some of the real life examples where contingency theory leadership can be applied and people can do better and become better at what they are doing. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any comments or question, can write them down in the comments and reach out to me anytime. Thank you.